Well, moving on to the Transformers news segment. Hey, I guess, yeah, Transformers news segment time. Hasbro PulseCon 2020. Yeah, we're a little behind, but I mean, I wanted to get people's opinions. You know, this podcast is about people's opinions, unlike other podcasts. But yeah, we're doing the Transformers Prime segment toy reveal. Yeah, it's the Megatron and the Breakdown and the Vehicon 2-pack, the re-release of those guys. And I guess this Megatron is a re-release, special in Japan, I think, but not in the Americas, I think. But yeah, are you guys interested in this? Whoever wants to go.
Grub, you go first.
Well, I mean, I was like, when I saw this stuff, I was like, because these are the kind of figures I like, right? They're not normal bots, you know. They're that prime kind of sculpt, and I just love that kind of stuff. So as soon as I found out that they were like going to be ready to pre-order, I ordered them. I was surprised by the Megatron release because, I mean, they announced it like on the Pulse website.
Yeah, the day.
I didn't know. Yeah, I had no idea that was happening. So I was like, oh, great, another $40 US I'm going to have to spend on Hasbro Pulse. But like, these are the kind of things I like. So, I mean, of course I got them. And I mean, the Megatron was kind of like a begrudging one because I just got that third-party Megatron, Prime Megatron, bootleg. I guess it's a bootleg, and it's an awesome figure. Of course, it's still in the box and it's in the closet somewhere, but so getting this, I can't wait to see them side by side to see how one compares to the other, because it looks really good. But it's this is exactly right up my alley. I did everything about this. I love everything about it. They look amazing to me anyway.
Yeah, what do you like? Do you like the Prime stuff, Wilbur? Or?
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Grubgun here. I love the look of these figures. It does take me back a little bit, and I've still got the first wave of the Prime releases, and seeing them bringing back out this Megatron again. Even though I've got one, I'd love to get it, and I see the only difference is obviously it's all the little extra add-ons.
Mm-hmm.
The third party one, the KO. Same with the Prime, the Optimus Prime version they've done. I mean, I love to have those two bots. I've heard so many great things about the Optimus Prime, and now we're hearing about the KO Megatron and how good that is.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to get them, but having a look at this, seen some love to the Prime series. It is good. I think now Hasbro are starting to see we wanted something back from the past. I don't think they were going to go that recent, and now we're getting a lot. Obviously, Kingdom is Beast Wars, just Beast Wars, and I'm like, guys, when is Armada getting love? I just want my Optimus Prime Armada re-release.
Yeah, I know. That's a whole, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'll tell you when I see this. This insults me, this stuff. But I mean, it's just I'm lame. I really am lame. But no, this is for another person. If this was your Transformers, if you like rounded edges. I mean, yeah, I could see why people would like this, and I'm glad, like you said, it's something different. It's not Beast Wars, it's not G1, which I'm totally fine with. That's why I like the stuff you like too, like the Energon. I like stuff that's Transformers but different. So, like I said, having this out is fine, but yeah, it doesn't interest me. I'm not paying for it, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just opportunistic that it's 10-year anniversary. I think they were like, okay, we want to do something. And because it's like a round number, 10 years, they can release this stuff and kind of like test the waters to see if it's still a viable thing that they can milk a bit. Because, I mean, Hasbro seems to be all about, first of all, they seem all about not really caring what people want. But, I mean, they also seem to be very apt to the slight repaint and remold for eternity. So like this just feels like, okay, well, if they'll buy this, they'll buy, what else will they buy? And they'll test the waters. And I mean, price it accordingly to schmucks like us who are just going to buy it anyway, right? So
Smucks like you two, not me.
mhm.
Well, I was
Well,
going
yeah.
to say, I can't, because if there's a repaint, I've got to buy it.
Well, no, yeah, the thing that Megatron that was released, but this color wasn't right in the U.S. That's what I thought I read, but
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And
or the other two guys at least, maybe the other two, because I know they weren't released here or something. The two bots or whatever. We talked about it before. But...
Yeah, the Vehicon thing was never released here. And
that's what.
and I don't know whether I'm not sure. Like the thing is, like, it just seems odd to me that they would
have
do
that
this.
Megatron, don't you, Wilbur? Am I getting that right? You have that Megatron?
I've got the Hasbro released one from 10 years ago. The differences I can see in this is the paint. The like we all know, the Takara stuff, the paint is always slightly different. Sometimes a lot better and nicer to look at. But I can't justify paying for this one, like for a new paint job, and like the accessories. When I've got one where for the price of it, I can get my Nemesis Prime, which I do want, or I can buy more toy hacks. It's one of the two.
That's where your money will be going, toy hacks.
Yes.
Well, up next, I know it's been a while since we did one of these, but yeah, Hasbro PulseCon 2020, I know, but I wanted to bring up the Clone 2-pack, the Autobot Clone 2-pack. Amazon exclusive. I only wanted one of these as soon as it sold out, and then I was sad. That's about it. But how do you guys feel about this? Do you care at all, Grubman? No, because it's Autobots?
No. Well, I mean, no, because it's Autobots, and I mean, I already have the two clones that I got, from Toys R Us, the blue fellas. So I mean, like, just this is another case where it's like if you had them all in bot mode standing up side by side, it would just be a color difference. So I mean, it was just nothing. This is just another one of those things where it's like Hasbro's like, milking money off of crazy people, because it's, with it being an Amazon exclusive, Canada, like I looked right away. I thought, oh, maybe it'll be on there, as if. But these things, there's no way I'd be able to get this. So
if I don't get this, I'm gonna pay triple for one. No, that's the thing.
Great.
Because the thing that was good about this set, the idea was like, they had these in that Titans Return, right? But they were like split. One was like a Walgreens exclusive, and one was something else in that 5-pack. Other guys that they released. So like this was a good way to get it again. I wish this was available at like Target or Toys R Us, like the Decepticon ones. I'm glad we got the Decepticon ones in the store though, because they're better. But I do feel like, now I wish I did have them. But what do you think about them, Over?
The twins I haven't seen at all in the UK, the Decepticon ones, because I think, are they still Wave 1? If I believe,
I think Earthrise.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You never know over here. Like they might show up because
some Target exclusives in America.
Because sometimes even the exclusive stuff in America, we do get kind of lucky sometimes, and it's just really because we don't have Toys R Us anymore, and it's really just one shop you've got to go to, and usually they're okay priced. Sometimes they're not, and again, it's another repaint. Like we all said, it's like some people will buy it. I'm not, unfortunately. If I can get the twins, I'll pick up the Decepticon ones if I can find them in the wild. I am not overly fussed with this one. The only thing that I did see was like there's a website over here that they get a lot of stuff in, and they had to apologise for pre-orders because they were only allocated a certain amount, and they far exceeded what people were trying to get for. And it's like,
wow. Are you trying to tell me this is the new PS5, Wilbur?
This is the new PS5 all over again. Just wait to February. Everybody just wait to February.
I can't believe it. I like I said, if you will see me holding these up, we'll get into some new stuff that's dropping. Transformers Masterpiece Starscream 2.0. These are in stock images. Are these actually colored? Did someone color them? Or are they actually in color? I don't know, but
I think it's rendered color.
Okay, rendered color. Yeah,
I've seen with Thundercrack and Skywarp, the exact same as well. Again,
Do that on Twitter.
they could easily be done. Like, we could easily do that. So it's hard to say, but at least the mold is here now, and it is a better mold because I've got the re-released version of the original mold for Masterpiece Acid Storm.
Oh yeah.
And the mold's okay. It's an okay mold. There is a few flaws in it. It's not as technical as like the Earthrise. I know everybody says like the Earthrise and Siege has been mini masterpieces. It's not as technical in the Earthrise mode. There is a few tricks you've got to do with that version, but this one I do like, but I don't think I would pick it up because.
Yeah, do you think though, like, he looks a little like, I don't know if it's me, he looks a bit like boxy up top. Like, isn't Starscream supposed to be more like thin? You know what I mean? Or is that just me? I don't know. Does he look a bit buff or big? I don't know. The upper, I don't know.
It's a strange one. It's like the new way they're going with the masterpieces. Like, they're trying very cartoon accurate, and for the price tag they're putting on it, what's putting me off is the quality. I know like some people had brilliant quality with Prime, and then other people didn't, and that's my fear. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, where is everything hiding? Because
the backpack looks pretty big. They're not showing it in this one as much, but it looked like it was layered on. Not too thick, but thick enough.
I've got a funny feeling it's going to be something close to the Earthrise. So like the nose is going to be right behind that, like behind them, and
oh wow, yeah.
I can imagine being in jet mode. You are going to see spaces a little bit, but not as many as you do in Earthrise. Like, you could literally put your finger in and like you can just balance Starscream on your finger. I don't think we'll get that, but if they're going for more TV accurate compared to like here's just a masterpiece version of the bot, it's going to be interesting. But again, it's the price tag. I mean, they'll slap at least £300 over here for it, and I can't justify.
Yeah, this is going to be 300 and something Canadian dollars.
Right. Yeah.
But what I like this, like I said, I'm dumping my money out on the Tigertron. This, I don't even care actually. I don't think. I don't have a Starscream masterpiece, but I'm just like, for me, it looks a little weird. I kind of like those make toy ones. What's happening to me?
Yeah, that's it. You're corrupted. You've been corrupted at this point.
You've become like me. It's like you find third party and you're like, oh no, there's better stuff.
Well, just like this is like I do like the official stuff. Like, I don't want to knock off Tigertron, I'll tell you that, but I'll take a knockoff Starscream any day.
It comes with its eyes facing the wrong way and everything.
yeah. It comes like pink. But but is that the huge thing for you? Like, you just don't want to like how about if this was way cheaper, $150 Canadian?
150 Canadian, it would be more tempting, but that's the issue is price with me as well, because I mean I always just think of what could I buy for $300 otherwise, and if I could get 4 bots for the same price as one bot, I'm not buying one bot. So unless it weighs 15 pounds like Scorponok, you know what I mean? Where that thing, you bought that by the pound, basically. That thing was insane. But like something like this, I mean, it looks really good. And, it's probably really nice to look at. But I don't have the $300 to drop on something like this. It's just not, it's not feasible.
I'd rather buy a G1 figure, though, for $600 though.
Yeah,
but that makes sense for you. You know what I mean? That's your
Dinosaurus, or Dino King, or whatever. The one.
That's your thing. Yeah, that's your thing. That makes sense, and it's not out of it's not crazy for you to do that. But I mean, to spend $300 on this, and then when they release the other ones, and you don't get those, well, then what's the point? You just have a really expensive Starscream, and what good is that to anyone? Like, it's just it's just a money dump. And I mean, it does look a little bit weird. And I think the thing is you're thinking the top looks a little bit buff. I think his thighs are thin. It's
man,
out of proportion. His
like, I
thighs are
swear
really
this.
skinny, and it blows the top into this huge like block because his thighs are really skinny. You'd think his thighs would be thicker.
I mean, it's
weird. Yeah, what do you say, Wilbur?
I was going to say, I mean, the other thing, I mean, Graham, I completely agree with you in the sense it is like a money dump.
Yeah.
In a sense, especially in the new ones, because at least when they originally came out, they were much more reasonable price. The problem for me is Masterpiece, when it came out, at least, was that now maybe 15, 17 years ago? That was something new. It was different, and it felt special to have the Masterpiece. Now they've got better at doing the new waves from the last couple of years. I think the last while, especially Siege, and I will give Earthrise after Wave 1. But like the Megatron stuff like that, when they've started fixing things, and like now you've got like a better 8-inch toy compared to dropping so much money on something that you could be scared to transform because it's like this could break.
Yeah.
And
the unfunness of these figures for the price is what I don't like 100%.
Yeah, and
they're not fun.
And then it's like they're not as special as they once were.
Mm-hmm.
I was over the moon at the time when I got.
These in 2007 or 8 were like they were considered like holy grail gods. Yeah,
and it's like you got like the MP01 Prime. I was over the moon, and I got the MP01B Prime, and I was like, oh, I've got the Black Optimus Prime. This is brilliant. Then MP05, MP09, and then Grimlock, and I was like, I'm done because they'll just. I can understand them launching everything, but I'm like, they're not as special anymore. And this is where I agree with you, Danny. It's like, I could spend $300 on this and maybe take out the box once in a lifetime and go, yep, that looks okay, put it back. Or I can get a Holy Grail.
I'm good with that too, but...
I'd be the exact same. I'd be like, okay, he looks okay. I've just spent £300 on this, but he's never coming out of the box and he's going to hide in a corner. But like, I could go and get Star Saber. I could get a G.
Exactly.
That's exactly
yeah.
it. You could buy a Titan for the same price as this. And I mean, what would you rather have? Yeah, what would you rather have? Seriously, like that's the thing. You want the giant imposing figure that literally is the size of a human baby, or this that you're scared to play with because you've spent $300 on it.
Exactly.
And if you twist it the wrong way, I mean, look at the finger articulation on that. You start playing with that. I mean, it's not like it's made out of die cast. This is a plastic model. You start horsing around with it, and like, I'm gonna put it in some really interesting poses. The arm comes off. If it comes off of a $17 figure, you're like, ha ha lol. Comes off a $300 figure, you're gonna considering sucking on the business end of a shotgun because you're nuts. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like you've.
Well, they're more statues in a way. You don't.
Well,
really...
yeah.
I mean, after seeing Danny's Masterpiece figures, granted, they're some of them are really, really, really nice, but. I mean, Danny's crazy. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I would never spend that kind of money. But, like, to be able to look at them in bulk and appreciate them is one thing. But, like, there's no, like, they're not, like you said, they're not fun. They're not fun.
They're not. And that's where, I mean, some of my masterpieces, I mean, you look at the artwork in that in the box, it's fantastic. And I spent the extra on the Takara one than I did on the Hasbro because I hated the Hasbro colouring. It just looks cheap compared to Takara. And when they done it originally, when there was metal parts and you're like, this is not going to break. And then you started to see the change. And I think Rodimus was the first time I seen the change. And the minute they put the plastic in more, that's when problems started. And then when we seen the MP44, and I seen people snapping like small parts inside it because of how intricate they've designed this. I'm like, there's no way on earth I would drop that amount of money on something that I'm literally just going to look at. Well, like you said, Grub, you could buy 3 Titans, have them all in 3 different poses, and still have enough money spare to buy probably another couple of figures.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I always, in this situation, like, how much Armada could I get for $300? I mean, seriously, I could bulk up my figure collection by like 3 or 4 really nice, like boxed even figures, and I'd take them out of the box and I'd have fun playing with them because it's a solid piece of plastic. They're meant to be twisted around by a couple of by kids, you know what I mean? Like grown-up kids. These, like, you give this to a kid, well, I mean, you know. They're insane. They're gonna break it, right? They're gonna.
That's why this stuff doesn't even have a market really here. Like, this is all for like almost Japan and Takara, you know.
For sure, it's people. Yeah. It's people with more money than God who have no like common sense.
Yeah, and like I guess that's where it is. The playability factor, the price outweighs each other, and it's just not fun. And great take on this, everybody. Well, they've done it again. Takara, Tomy, Generation Selects, Abominus revealed. So they're redoing this in a more, like, show accurate color scheme. Only the middle guy, what's his name?
Hunger,
yes.
Hunger or something.
Yeah, he looks a little cooler and better. But the rest, like, it all looks the same. But how do you feel about these getting re-released?
Well, I mean, this Abominus was the first combiner that I ever got, and I think is it the only legit combiner that I have? I think maybe it is, but I was so happy to see them re-releasing this because it means I don't have to buy it because I already have it. So this is good. This has saved me a whole bunch of money. I mean, the coloring on the figures is I like the coloring better than the original normal release. But apart from that, I mean, it looks strikingly similar to the one that I have. So I mean, it just seems so weird because like this stuff kind of just came out. Like I don't know.
One thing is due to because they stopped doing the Takara colors, so this one's kind of like for Japan more in a way, you know. Because like all those other lines, Titans Returns, they always had 2 versions. The Hasbro and Takara, they've stopped all that, right? And now they've done the Dinobots in more of that color that maybe like more cartoon accurate. They're doing these guys more cartoon accurate. They have the 1986 movie coming out. It's all part of a way to resell, I think.
That's exactly what it is. Is that they don't have to walk that far in the warehouse to get the molds for this because it's still almost new. So I mean, apart from the little bit of gold paint on them, they look really similar to what I already have. But hey, it's great, for somebody, because this was a pain in the rear end to get all these guys separately to make this guy. So I mean, this is the perfect way to get it. Like, I wish this had happened, say like a year and a half ago, because I would have been really happy. But great, good for some people.
Do you have this set at all, Wilbur?
No, I missed out with the timing of everything. This is when like it was hard to get in the collection going again. So I missed out completely on that set. But the only thing it's stopping me is the price tag again, because Grubgun, you agree with this one, dude. We've got the KO versions, and the KO ones have been fantastic for the Combiner Wars. And if I've seen apart from Hunger, but I've seen the rest as just there's the KO versions. I'd pick them up and buy like a second-hand Hunger and do it that way. Just for me personally, the colour scheme doesn't bother me. That I know it's more show accurate. That I would do it that way and then customize it in whatever way I'm going to do it. So so they match like Bruticus, Defensor, and Superion. I mean, Superion's really the only legit combiner I've got, and that was the Legends version. And when I paid, what was it, £165, and then you look at the KO combiners, and it's like £40 for the set, and there's hardly any faults. But again, I know it's the roll of the dice, it's a KO, so it's really what you're going to get. And just with my experience with the KOs, I've been very lucky. So that's the only thing I'd take a chance on. But it does feel kind of quick. That's the problem. It feels like it's
Dinobots too, though, because they came out around the same time.
It's like, it's Power of the Prime stuff, and it's like, you are bringing this stuff back out. Okay, you've changed the paint; they look more so accurate. But,
like I said, and the movies coming out, they're making them look like the show. They're just trying to give these little molds one more little push before they're not relevant. You know.
I mean, I think the only thing we've got to be happy with, like, especially like at our age with the ones grown up, at least it's not remolds, different colourings of the movies. I mean, I know Studio Series has been out. I've got my opinion on Studio Series, and I know people love it. It's a hit and miss with me. Depends what you get. And I'm happy, like, all the bots I wanted when I was like baby Wilbur is here. It's like I've got to still be an adult at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. I know. You know what? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like that's a lot of money, but there's an alternative. But then again, I know that alternative, a lot of people like, a lot of people don't. It's all personal opinion. Like, if you like the KOs or you like the third party, do you know what I mean? I don't knock anybody. The way I look at it is, if you can get the toy you want,
it's just what you want.
Just as good. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I want to beat up a kid because he doesn't have a Nike sweater in a playground, I should be able to.
Exactly. No, that's exactly right.
Transformers Generation selects Decepticon Barricade from the Earth for Earthrise, I guess. I mean, we already had this figure in the Siege line. I think it was available in stores. I remember getting it in store, but now it's the more car accurate mode. Why didn't they just put these figures out first? Is my opinion. What do you guys think?
When I saw this, I was like, okay, is this something that I missed out on? Because usually that's what happens. I'll see something on the internet and I'll have missed out on it, and then I realized, oh no, it's a new Barricade with a car, a proper
same Barricade, different.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean it's one of the Siege figures I never got, right? I wanted Barricade, but I never got them because I just never found them, and I can still get them for whatever normal like release price, but now I don't have to, because I'd rather get this than get Siege Barricade. Yeah,
I love the car mode. I like
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Wait, did you get the original one, Wilbur?
I've got the Siege one. Again, it's just in a long backlist now before obviously I get to it. But the only thing that's stopping me now is I've got the Siege one. I know this one says police. It's got some of the small details on from like the movie and stuff, and it's like I just toy hacked this one to make it look like that. So I'm like, but the thing is,
you need to be sponsored by Toy Hacks.
Yeah, it's the Toy Hacks regret finally. Yeah.
Oh no! Here, by the way, you don't want to see my bank statement when I've seen how many times I've went to Toy Hacks. But see, the good thing is this is one thing I've got to say though. I'm happy the character's getting love, because I think since they brought him to the movie and then they've expanded more on him, instead of just being a throwaway character, it's like, no, he is a main character now. I'm happy he's getting more love.
You know what I want to see since they did this? Like, I want to see a G1 style of this mold. You know what I mean? Like a G1 repaint of this guy.
Yeah, because it'd just be proud and just change the
and make it. Yeah, exactly. Just in the G1's colors, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
But I do like the mold. I love the mold. I love the fact that it resembles an Earth car. That's the whole gimmick now. The only problem is, it's like I've bought the Siege one, I've done the decals, and it's like I don't want to go through it again because then it's just I'm doing it again and again and again. It's an endless circle.
Yeah.
But anybody that missed out on the Siege one, like this is a definite to buy. If I didn't get the Siege one, I would have bought this one as well.
I know, like you hit it in the head. Like the actual car mode is so good.
No, it's great. It's beautiful. Like I said, I was hoping I didn't miss out on this. And of course, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I should get see how much the Siege Barricade is. And then I realized, no. I'm just gonna wait this out. I'm gonna get what I want. I'm not just gonna like knee jerk buy everything. This is good. This is finally, I'm able to get something, or have knowledge of something before it comes out.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I'll buy it again and again.
Well,
I mean, at least he's got better weapons. That's one thing I will give it. I've had to put some of the target masters on the Siege one just to make it stand out a bit more. That's the only thing I had to do with that. I didn't like the fact he's just got like these two little pistols, but the fact he's got like a proper like weapon, and then they've done it right. I think this one, when you look at it, it's like okay, there's the Terracons, they're coming back out, and then there's another set of twins coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this genuinely does look different. And when you think it's the same head mold, there's certain parts that are the same, but it looks completely different compared to just there's a different paint scheme. This I've got to say, out of everything, I would go, yep, I would just drop the money and buy it.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, I'll buy it again and again and again, but I don't want to. Well, we covered some new stuff, some old news. Basically the end of the Transformer news segment. Thanks for joining us, Wilbur. I mean, it's not over yet.
You.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a blast. And yeah, we're going to bring up one more thing because everyone was talking about this, and we've heard this and that. But, Beast Wars in general, kind of how do you feel? And like, also, how do you feel on like, the Ark being a Transformer, like having a robot mold and all that? And what do you think of the Beast Wars stuff? Love to hear you guys' opinions. As you know, I love some of this Beast Wars stuff, but but yeah, what are you guys thinking?
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm not the target audience for this stuff. Like this, I don't know what they were thinking that this was going to be a good like way for the line to go, because like when I see it, I only maybe see two figures that I want to get. But I mean, like I hear people like losing it over this stuff, and it's just not for me. Like I just, I don't want a Transformer that turns into a rat or some kind of or a polar bear or just anything like that. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I want it to turn into a helicopter. I want it to turn into some kind of a airplane. I just, to have something turn into some kind of,
mammal.
Zoo. Yeah, mammal, or something you'd see in a zoo, or some kind of bug. Yeah, I just don't get it. It's not for me. I mean, it's the only like the Megatron. He's cool. So I mean, it's not like I don't have enough Megatron. So him, fine. He's probably pretty big and chunky, so I'd get that. Cyclonus, yes, because I like Cyclonus, and it looks like a really nice figure. So yes, but other than that, I mean, until I see actual pictures of what, of the rest of them, I don't know. It's just such a weird line. Like they're not getting my money this time, which is weird because I thought I would be all in on this, and I'm definitely not.
Wilbur?
I'm kind of the same. I'm definitely not the target audience for this one. Weird.
Like you're the age. You were like 10. I was like 10. You were like 11 or something.
Yeah. It's like we grew up with Beast Wars, and I think it was more popular in America. I could be lying.
I feel that. Yeah.
But I knew people loved it here as well.
Well, the
And
thing, the animation was made in Vancouver or something by
Yeah.
that mainframe studio. So people in Canada and stuff, they knew that. So it was like you were hyped. You're like, this is made here, but it's called Beasties instead.
Yeah.
I mean, and then see when I heard that, I was like, oh, they're bringing it back, and I understood why people absolutely loved this, and I was like, well, I can see them being happy, and I know, like, again, there's two that I want in a Primal and Megatron. I want the two Cyclonus, but then I'm looking at the artwork, and I was like, right, okay, so they're doing a crossover, so now it's going to be. You've got the Cybertronian versions, and then you've got the like the Beast Wars versions, and they're all going to be fighting. No, I would have rather just had it been one or the other, and I think that's how I preferred Siege and Earthrise, because it's like you understand where it's lying.
Yeah.
But this is.
What happens though? This is like one phase of like, you know, because they've split time, so they're just throwing Beast Wars out there. But what happens if they did throw like Armada or like, you know, some like RID, you know what I mean, into the thing too, you know what I mean? Like they started to mix a whole bunch of them together. Do you like that idea or?
Oh, then my credit card would be max. That's where
Honest opinion.
Yeah, that's that. It's just because I never had the love for it. Again, it's like I don't want a Transformer that's a rat, especially when you look at the new version and it genuinely looks like Rat Trap's got testicles. The way he's transformed because his knees, and I'm like, I don't like it. The arc does look cool, just the promo pictures of it being transformed into just
How do you feel about that? Yeah, the arc.
Well, the way to look at it as well, it's finally a brand new Titan. We've had all the original ones, so this is the brand new one, something completely different. And I'm like, right, do you know what? This could be cool. Please, for the love of God, don't mess this up.
Now, I saw people fighting on Twitter if it's female or male. It's a 50-50 at this point, I think. But would you care either way?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just see as long as it looks good. That's all it's down to me. Where I wanted more stuff, and this is where I love Titans and some of the Power of the Prime stuff, because the Japanese stuff was getting love. I would rather have a Star Saber. I would rather have a Deathsaurus.
I know new
stuff
Victory stuff would be
yeah,
and the new Minerva from Godmaster Force, stuff like that.
Something like that. And I know people. I know it's kind of like a selective taste, because it's like you've got to watch it and then you hear people talking about it, then like, oh, but we watched it with the dub and it was terrible, and I was like, no, watch it in Japanese and just read back and understand. The dubs are hilarious.
Yeah, my favorite.
But it's like if you sat and watched them, either or,
for sure the Japanese, like, if you get into that, yeah, like especially Victory, like I said, I compare him to Star Saber to Goku in a way, because it's his journey of getting stronger and stronger, and that's my favorite story. Righteous Hero.
The story is so much better than anything I've seen.
Yeah.
And I mean, Generation 1 was a cartoon show. That was it. You knew instantly what you were getting. Saturday morning, Autobots are going to win. That is it. And the way I loved the Takara side, it was just a continuous story,
like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's like people. I was going to say people, but robots are going to die.
Yeah,
and there's consequences in every episode, and I was like, that is so much better, and it feels more adult. When I finally got to watch it, and I wanted to see more love in towards them, but I can understand that. Like, we would buy them. We would instantly buy them, but
I know, but there's more people that are going to buy Beast Wars than people buy Victory, right?
Right,
yeah,
and
that's
right.
Yeah, and it's like, right, okay, but it's one of those things. I'm like, no, there's a few. I don't need another Optimus Prime, because it looks like it's a mini version of the Earthrise mold. Don't need a Warpath. I don't know. Another Magnus, I don't know. It's like that you start going through them all. And it's
Galvatron, yes.
Galvatron, yes.
Black
Cyclonus,
Arachnia, yes. Yeah, I know they're doing a Tigertron 2 at one point, yes.
There's some. I mean, the skeleton bots is like the new weaponizers. I'm like, no,
I know I hate
don't.
skeletons.
Yeah,
I can't get into that at all. If you see me holding any of that up, please.
Yeah.
There's just so many things in it. I'm like, I'm passing.
Inferno G1 would be good though. I want that, the grapple remold.
Because what is it? Like you can see tracks in the image.
Yeah.
There's another RC. So I'm like, okay, so they're going to bring back some bots again. But where's my hot rod? There's no hot rod.
Yeah, you can see Scorpion hand there. Scorponok, the other Scorponok from Beast Wars. Megatron. Ah.
I mean, there's just so many things. But
Yeah.
again, it's like it's not for me. It's just I'm not the target audience for this one.
Yeah, like we were saying, like I am a Beast Wars fan. Beast Wars is one of my favorite besides Victory in the 1986 movie over everything. Then Beast Wars and Victory, but Beast Wars, like I like the show a lot because, like I said, there was like romance in the show, and I didn't really understand why I liked that as a kid, but I also do now. But it's like there's a bit of like there's extra stuff between stuff, and yeah, like Megatron's always been cool because he's a big purple T-Rex like Barney. I love Barney, and like. Yeah, I like the original toys. When I see this, I see the new toys. I'm like, they're okay. And then I'm on eBay looking at like $900 Panthers and stuff. And I'm like, yes, this is what I need.
That's the only bad side is like the minute these got released, it's like anybody was selling the original stuff. That was at upscale price.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that was the sad side to it. And it's like maybe I would get into it. I mean, I've got what's its name? This is where you need Crimson. This is where you need Crimson to point you out. Yeah. I've got the Beast Wars Neo. Mammoth Convoy.
Okay, yeah.
And that's really the only one I've got because it does look cool. But
yeah, Grubgun just got that green tank from Beast Wars 2. Like it's not a beast, but it's the Megatron G2 repaint. It's called whatever.
What's the same?
Megastorm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with Tripticon from Beast Wars 2. It just looks like a Godzilla knockoff, and it looks incredible. But again, it's like there's that Japanese side pulls me in. Then I see the Autobots had a giraffe, and I was like, nope. I was like, no.
Toys R Us or whatever. Yeah, I know. I was looking at that giraffe. I'm like, should I spend $400 on a giraffe right now?
And it's like, oh my god, there's a giraffe. There's a panda. One of the most useless animals.
Won't even procreate to save itself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, I know this is a mess. Like I said, this is all about how this does. If this blows up, they're gonna do more Beast Wars. If it fails, maybe they'll try something else, like an RID or maybe they have plans to bring Armada and stuff into the Generations line. Maybe this is all just a test. But
well, it feels like that's what it is. I mean, when you have like a Cyclonus is standing next to some kind of
there's time
dinosaur skeleton. It's like, well, where's the connection here? Like,
the time traveling from the show, I guess.
I guess, yeah, I suppose, but
it
just feels like it's just like random. It feels so random, and it's like I don't know, but whatever, if they have 20 figures and I buy 4 of them, well, then I'm winning there because I'm getting what I want. Other people are getting what they want, and they're kind of giving a kind of like a broader toy line to people to pick and choose from because there's no way I would just be like blanket buying all of this because like I said, I'm not the target audience. When Beast Wars was on, sure, I was aware of it, I was watching it, but I was drunken on drugs. I didn't care about Transformers.
Beasties.
Yeah, I didn't care about that. I mean, I was busy, so I mean, like, this is the thing, like it's just not for me. I just, I'll buy the Megatron because it looks cool. That's why I'm buying it.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. Yeah, it's great to hear your guys' opinion. Like I said, I just want to jump on eBay and buy the old stuff, but it's skyrocketing right now, so it's the worst time to buy it. So don't.
But you get the giraffe, the rabbit.
Yeah, I need that giraffe. You need by 2021, if it's a better year, you'll see me holding up Jeffrey the giraffe or whatever.